Hey everybody, Shavo here, bringing you another 1 versus 1 match. This is going to be on the map Scrap Station, and it's going to be a Zerg versus Terran, the Zerg player spawning as red named BlueMeanie, and ironically enough, facing off against the blue Terran named Kinetic. Now, I know I haven't had a lot of time to do as many casts as I'd like, and I've been pretty bogged down with school, and that's occupying most of my time right now, as well as work and, my wife and kid and all that. So I've got finals coming up here, so I decided I'd get a couple of casts in before I go into studying for the finals and everything. But after that, I'm off for a few weeks and then back to school. But I'm going to plan on doing a whole bunch of casts, doing another episode of Zerg Perspectives. I've got a different take on what I'm going to do with that, so I hope y'all enjoy it. I want to just do more of a breakdown of the maps and, different units, what units are good as far as, everything, on certain maps and what strategies to go and whatnot. So I hope y'all enjoy that, but for now we're just gonna get in a couple of casts so I can just get that in, and then once finals are done, I'm gonna do some pretty hardcore casting. So we've got Kinetic over here doing the standard Terran thing, throwing down a wall, going a barracks. I'm assuming he's going to put a supply depot here and possibly a factory here or another barracks here to complete the wall. So I would assume that's what he does. Let's see if that is exactly what he does here. And we've got BlueMeanie. I don't know why he's pushing his Overlord out over here. I mean, he knows where his opponent is, so he needs to get a little bit more scouting information than that. Anyway, we've got this SCV coming over here, and it looks like BlueMeanie is actually trying to get all of his drones to come over here and take out the SCV. The SCV somehow makes it out, and he makes it out with 15 hit points left. So he was a lucky SCV in that all of those drones had it out for that SCV, and now he is just getting the F out of Dodge, trying to go over here and think about his life and how he narrowly escaped certain death from those drones. So BlueMeanie is actually throwing down a spawning pool. Spawning pool is just completed. Now I assume we're going to see a queen here. There goes the queen by BlueMeanie. We've got this one drone coming over here and doing a little bit of harassment on the supply depot, but this Marine pops out just in time to chase that drone away, and the drone skirts out there just as the SCV did with his life, 13 hit points left. And that Marine is a big baller for defending his entire base from that epic drone attack. So he can go home and tell all the Terran ladies what he did. And BlueMeanie what is he doing? Is he researching metabolic boost? There goes metabolic boost. I was watching the gas for BlueMeanie, and pretty standard Zerg play. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Going the standard Speedling build. And what is he building here? He's building a factory. So there he goes. I would assume that he's probably going to build either a tech lab here to go for tanks or something, or possibly a starport right behind here and something, maybe build a tech lab on that or something. What is he doing here? A reactor. So he's probably going to do a Hellion build, do a couple Marines Hellion build, because typically what Terran will do is they'll lift off their barracks, throw that factory down where this reactor was, and start pumping out Hellions like crazy, because they just roast and toast drones and Zerglings alike for quite a long time until you get some roaches. So here comes that one SCV being very brave, getting the orders to go back up and do some more scouting, but not before these two Zerglings take it out. So that SCV decided that he was comfortable with dying for his guys and takes one for the team. And that one SCV actually gets taken out as well. So that's 2 for BlueMeanie, already taking out 2 SCVs for Kinetic. So that's kind of an unfortunate, and Kinetic even says double kill right there, so he is negative 100 minerals so far. Production wise, 1 Hellion being thrown out, and he's making another command center. Where is that command center? There it is. So he's going to do an early expand here, and this is what I was talking about, Kinetic actually swapping out his factory with the barracks on the reactor. So he's probably going to start pumping out some double Hellions here. There they go. Double Hellions are pretty crazy at getting Zerglings here, and the speed for Zerglings actually just finishing, so he's going to know exactly when Kinetic actually pushes out with that initial Hellion. With those initial Hellions, I don't know how many he's going to push. He's probably going to do 3. Actually, he's doing 4 right now, so he's already got 1. Maybe, so I guess he's going to do 5. And Kinetic just going, or BlueMeanie just going up there just to kind of get a little test. He sees that the factory has now been swapped to the barracks, so I'm sure he knows exactly what's going on, and he does have a Roach Warren, so that is going to be able to easily take care of those Hellions. Once they do make it into the base, all he has to do is micro the roaches just a little bit well. And he's got another queen over here spreading a creep to him. I don't know why he's spreading it over here, but maybe he just wants to have creep all around his base, so he has a little bit more more easy time to get around in case he does get dropped on, because this map is extremely notorious for drops. Looks like Kinetic is actually moving out with his Hellions, and the Zerg is going to get a few pop shots off in before all of the Zerglings actually get roasted down. So it looks like we've got one Hellion in the orange at about half of his life and a couple of Hellions in the yellow. So now BlueMeanie knows exactly what's coming at him, and he still sees this with his Overlord. For these Hellions, he sees exactly what's going on. Even though these Hellions do have the Zonara Watchtower, this Overlord's going to see exactly what's going on. Spreading the creep around here, so not doing so bad as far as the creep goes. And he's making a whole bunch more roaches, putting them at as well. So that's a very good place to put the roaches right now, because those Hellions are going to have to go through the roaches to get anywhere. And here they come. They're going to enter in. And there they go. 2 Hellions going down. 3rd Hellion going down. Looks like the Queen's going to meet the rest of them. And he's going to take out that next Hellion. And it looks like he was only able to get 1 drone kill. So that Hellion to drone kill exchange was not in Kinetic's favor. He lost 500 minerals to only that 150 minerals, and BlueMeanie is taking this opportunity to push out. And the reason BlueMeanie knew to move his roaches right there is because he is spreading the creep, and the creep, wherever you have creep on the map, is wherever you can see. So let's look at income wise. BlueMeanie is a little bit behind as far as the income count, or the harvester count, 23 to 27, and his roaches are making that long journey all the way around Scrap Station to get over to Kinetic's base. And he looks like he does have a little Zergling over here to prevent the command center from actually dropping down. So that's a very good play by BlueMeanie to just prevent that command center from dropping down, getting that early expand out. And it looks like these roaches are going to push up over here, and they're going to take out that one Marine. There goes the next one. He's going to focus down this one supply depot, trying to get in. Right now he needs to pull these roaches back, and this one supply depot is about to go down. It's at 14, is going down extremely fast, and there it goes. There goes that one supply depot. So that's just a little bit of harassment, not too bad. That's still kind of annoying, and it leaves that door open for Kinetic, and it looks like BlueMeanie is taking this opportunity to actually expand. So he is doing the day 9 strategy, as so to call, or so to say, in that he's expanding when he's on the offensive, and he's got these roaches burrowed in an extremely good place right now. So if Kinetic decides to push out anytime soon, these roaches are going to see they're going to be able to get a good pop-up on there and be able to take out, at least soften up a whole bunch of those units, if not take out a whole bunch of them. And here exactly is what I'm talking about. Kinetic is moving out with a few Marauders, a whole bunch of Marines, and a couple of tanks. And see, all he needs to do is BlueMeanie is pop out, and it looks like Kinetic is sieging right on top of these roaches. So all he has to do is on-burrow, and these siege tanks are going, and he's moving some of his forces away. So this is the perfect time for BlueMeanie to pop up, and there it goes. He needs to focus on his tanks, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's focusing on that one siege tank, and here comes the next one. He's going to focus on all those Marines and take out that one siege tank, so that's very unfortunate for Kinetic. And he goes ahead and he burrows his roaches again, but all he needs to do is throw down a scan. He's going to be able to take out the rest of those roaches. He needs to unburrow and get as many kills as he possibly can. What is he doing? He's not unburrowing, and there goes the roaches. Unburrowing, trying to get out of there as soon as they can, and all of them fall to the Marines' concussive shells. And this is actually a changeling right here by BlueMeanie, so he knows exactly what's going down. He's able to throw down a changeling. But that was extremely good burrow placement for BlueMeanie. He was able to take out both of those tanks, so that's going to set Kinetic far behind. All the while, he's able to macro up, get a good, not a good saturation yet. What does he got on the production tab? He's got a couple infestors, so that's really good. Infestors are units that aren't used very often, and they should be used a lot more often because they turn the tides of a battle with fungal growth. Fungal growth is just such a good ability, and I hope he really uses the infestors a lot in this game. So after that first engagement, I think that BlueMeanie did pretty well, although he could have probably used his roaches a little bit better and unburrowed them a little bit quicker, and that changeling taking one pop shot from the Marauder, not taking any damage as he was actually being hit. So I guess that's a bug, maybe, possibly, I don't know. So this little Marine, when Zerg's clothing, or this Zerg changeling in Marine's clothing rather, seeing this expansion here and knowing what's going on, I hope the SCVs don't see that Zergling tail sticking out of that Marine's butt, but he didn't see that. So it looks like BlueMeanie's over here spreading the creep, or dropping the creep down over here, because he does get vision with that. And I don't know why he's doing that. Looks like he was attacking the rocks, and then he decided to stop. I don't know. So we've got about 4 infestors right now. Let's look at units right now. 4 infestors, 6 roaches, 20 zerglings, and 1 changeling. So he's moving out with these infestors as well as these roaches. This isn't a great force to go up against this force right now, but if he comes out with some good fungal growths, he could come out a winner here. But he's really going to have to do some good micro, because he doesn't have very many roaches. But he does have these infestors. If he uses the fungal growth ability and then possibly some infested Terran or infested Marines, then he could fare out, or fare pretty well. Making some more roaches, throwing his overlords out of there, spreading the creep really well. I like that creep spread. Plopping down 2 changeling, and here comes this big force by kinetic, and it looks like these 2 Marines are going to get in. Oh, and they get taken out. Those 2 changing, and here comes the big battle, the first big battle. Fungal growth's going down, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Getting another fungal growth going down, fungal growthing everything, so that's extremely good. And it looks like he got a pretty good hit off of there. Here comes some more roaches. He needs to uproot these infestors, but I guess they didn't have enough energy to do anything. That one did. That had enough energy, so this one overseer needs to get out of the way. But all the Marines go down, so it was a pretty decent exchange for BlueMeanie. The fungal growth did pretty well against the Marines. And it looks like, there you go, throwing down some 1-2 infested Terran. A few more infested Terran there. There you go. Getting some more infested Terran down. So that's a pretty good strategy to use. Hopefully he'll be able to do something with this. No, wasn't really all that great. These SCVs were able to get out fairly easily, and he's making a whole bunch more roaches, which is pretty good counter to what he's got so far, as long as those tanks don't actually siege up. And he needs to make some more infestors. Does he have more infestors on the way? No, he does not. I hope he makes more infestors, because that's a common mistake that a lot of Zerg actually do, and that they don't make enough infestors. They make 1 or 2, and when it doesn't work for them and the infestors get killed, they just stop making infestors. So I hope he uses more infestors here. Throwing down an armory, and we've got a Thor coming out. So the first Thor is on the field. And this is not a very strong force to go up against this. He's got a few tanks, a whole bunch of marauders, and 1 Thor. Does he own a Thor?